Good evening, everyone. This is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up from Hamilton, Ohio. And I am here to bring you a video with the stamp set called Sketch Butterflies. And although I found out it is out of stock right now, but it should be coming back in, and it would be nice for you to get it later if you liked it. I really love this card. In fact, I think it's one of the better cards that I've made in a while. I was really pleased with it, so I'm really happy to bring it to you. Sorry that the stamp set is out of stock right now, but if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to order anything, my host code is in the description here on my video, and I would love to have you order from me. If you would love to join Stampin' Up, if you've ever thought about it and you haven't done it, I'd love to talk to you about it. Love to have you on my team. So I just want to get those two things out of the way, and also remind you that Stampin' Up has bonus days going until the end of the month. For every $50 you spend in US dollars, you get $5 coupon, and then you will be able to use those in August. What you have to do, if you do that, they will send you an email with a coupon code. Make sure that you save those, because you have to enter those codes to get your $5 off when you purchase in August. So I want to remind everybody that, so you don't lose them, because Stampin' Up does not keep track of them for you. And you know, that's really important to know. And that is about all I have to say about Stampin' Up as far as right now. Our holiday catalog will be coming in September, so that's something to look forward to. We do have new online exclusives and new kits online, so you can always check out our online exclusives at stampinup.com or on my own store, which that link is also in the description of my video. So I'm going to turn the camera down, because what we're going to do, we're going to get started. I'm going to show you my cards and tell you a little bit about that, and then we will get started, okay? So I am actually going to flip the camera, and then I'm going to flip down, and you probably am not going to be seeing anything, but I am going to raise my camera up just a little bit, and I do not know why that dark spot is on there. That is so weird. But anyway, it doesn't look like that too bad on your end. You see my dirty paper over here. Here's my cards. I'm going to show you two of them in two different colors. And one is real soft and subtle. One is a little bit brighter. And I will tell you that I do have a PDF for that, and it is over on my Facebook group called Stamp Crazy VIP, which you are allowed to join. Go into the files section at the top of the page, and you will see all the PDFs there for all of my cards. And so I would love to have you over there, have you join, have you get you some PDFs of my videos and stuff like that, and have directions for cards. So anyway, these are my cards. I am actually going to make the one with Flirty Flamingo is the name of the color of paper, the cardstock that I'm going to use. I do have some of that ready, and I will show you what all we're going to be cutting so that you'll know. We are going to be using a piece of cardstock 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and folded in half to make our card. And you all know, if you've watched my videos, I use a pot scraper instead of a bone folder. I just think I get a nicer, crisp crease right there in the card. Then I'm going to have a piece of cardstock that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 for the front. It is done with our new Dotted Circles 3D embossing folder. These measure, I think, like a 5 by 7 or 6 by 7, something like that. They're pretty big. And but I used that and did the embossing already. We will have a piece of cardstock that's 5 1/4 by 4 that's going to go on our inside Then we have our circles, and I use the Spotlight on Nature dies. I use the second largest one that has this design. I call it like a little flower or a leaf. I use the second largest on the little embossed rim. And then I use the fourth largest that has, the fourth from the largest, that has this little design like the one with the Flirty Flamingo. And then I have a scrap right here, and we are going to stamp our butterflies, which I am going to do that right now, and we will be doing that in Memento ink. So we're going to do those and cut those out, and then we will be coloring them with blending brushes. So that's pretty simple. So let's bring our stamp out. It's a pretty good size stamp to use this large butterfly, so I'm going to make sure I get it really, really inked, because I want it to be nice and black. And I'm just going to stamp it like over in this corner a little bit. And I'm going to press down because I want that really black. And then I'm going to come up. And there's my butterfly for that. Then I'm going to take a smaller butterfly, and I'm going to use my ink pad. Really get that inked up, and then I am going to stamp that right here, and we will cut that one out too. And then I'm going to do one more thing real quick. I'm going to take this white circle, and I'm going to stamp a thank you in there. And all of this comes out of the sketched butterfly set, and I will show you that. And there is my thank you. So we have all of those, all of that stamping is done for us now. We don't have to worry about doing that stamping. So let's put this back in its place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to move my cards out of the way. I don't want them sit that on my cards. And I'll bring that in, and we'll cut the butterflies real quick. And this might be really close to the camera because I have the camera low, so you can see what I was doing with my on the card stuff. So let's bring in our butterflies, and I will show you all the stuff as soon as I get done cutting this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up so I can see this really good. And I am using some Post-it note tape just to kind of hold that down. Then I'm going to bring in my big butterfly. And I'm going to put that down. I'm going to add my plate on top. And then we are just going to roll it. So we're going to shake a little bit. And I'm sorry about that. And you hear the popping. That's just the signs of doing embossing. And it's okay. It doesn't hurt anything to hear that popping noise. So I have these cut, and what I can do is just pull that off of the tape. Same with this one. I'll just pull that off. And we don't need this anymore. I am going to keep my tape for right now on my dies, and I'm going to show you the dies. These are the butterfly dies. Well, actually, I want to take the tape off because it'd be upside down. So let's just remove that. We'll just remove it. I was trying to be a little frugal, wasn't I? And that's okay. So these are the dies that go with this stamp set, which is sketched butterflies. You have all the butterflies, and then you have 2, 4, 5 sentiments. And the sentiments are really nice. You brighten up so many of my days, thinking of you. Hope is a beautiful thing that flutters in the soul, which I really love that. Wishing you a beautiful birthday, and thank you. I always need thank you cards, so that's why I've been doing thank you cards. Then Spotlight on Nature is just circles. Their dies are just circles for that set. And they have different designs in them, and you get 2 different groups of them. And so when I said I used the second largest, like this is the largest and this was the second one, and that's the third one, and then that's the fourth one, and that's how I count them. I go from the largest down for each kind. So that is a set of the dies we used. And I really like those circles because they're decorative. So let me move these out of the way. We don't need these up here being in our way, do we? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color these. So I have to bring in my paper. Let's just bring in this side in. It's not as messy for when we start, okay? And I will be using my brushes. I have them labeled. I have like one for the pinks, one for oranges, one for yellows, and that's how I use them. I just go by color family. Now I want this to be really dark on my butterfly, so I did not wipe any of it off. And I'm just going around the edges because I want to start dark down here and then just rub some of that into the inside there. And then I'm going to bring my little butterfly in, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to add some color around his edges. He's going to go onto the inside of my card, and I'll show you that in a minute. Well, I can show you right now. This is the blue one, but that's, and then see how I put a butterfly on the inside just to bring my outside more to the inside. Okay, I'm not going to shut my Flirty Flamingo. We're going to be using that again in a minute. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the peach pie color to give it a little orangey effect. So let's get my orange brush, because that's in more of an orange family than a yellow. And then I'll just add some of that there. I'm going to do the same over here. I will kind of so I have that with some orange. And I'm just going to kind of wipe that brush out a little bit because I'm not going to be using that for anything. Then I'm going to bring in Daffodil Delight and get my yellow brush. And I just want to brighten up right here on the center of him. It just gives a little yellow hue. Same thing with this one. Okay, and there are my butterflies are done. Let me hold them up so you can see them closer and see how it's colored. It's just real soft with your colors. Same way with the little one. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my Flirty Flamingo brush back in. I'm not necessarily going to use my ink pad unless I have to. So what I'm going to do is bring in first my embossed piece. And I am just going to start at the edge, and I'm going to go around all my edges. And I'm going to try not to add any ink, but it looks like I might have to if I don't get this brush going good. And you work your brush in all different ways because of the way the ink's in the brush. You know, you can turn it and then turn it this way, and it'll get ink out of it. And then swirl it the other way. Okay, I have that. See how I have that color just around the edges? Then I'm going to pull, well actually I'm going to do my circles. So let's do this one where I did the thank you. And I'm just going to add a little bit around it. Doesn't have to be dark on this. And you will be able to see a difference when I pull it up. I'll show you. Doesn't look like you're getting any color on there, but you are. And if I held it against this white, see how you can see the color? You can tell that there's color on there. So now I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to do the same thing. And this one, I just kind of rub it around these embossed edges to add some color to it. It just gives this softer look, and that's what I'm going for, is something really soft. I'm going to bring in my inside piece and see if we have enough ink to do it too. So let's just go around. So far it's looking good. I can see the pink on it. This is a way to clean your brushes out. One more side. Let's see if we can get through it. I think we did it. So can you see that where it's around all the edges and just gives it a nice soft look? So I can close my ink pad up. I didn't even have to use it, did I? That worked out really well. So now all we are going to do is put our card together. But before I do that, I'm going to use some basic rhinestone jewels, like right here. I'm going to take my dark Daffodil Delight ink or Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to color 3 of these to put on my card. So I have 3 of them colored. I'm going to let them sit while I put this together. So let's bring in our card base, and let's bring in our piece that is done with an embossing folder, and let's put that on. I love this embossing folder. I think it's got very good depth on it, and I just love it. It's really pretty to use. But when you use this, if you use this embossing folder, it's got a lot of deep holes back here, so you want to make sure that you get your glue where it's going to stick up. I kind of go in between where all the little holes are because there's some flat edges there. And that's going to hold this down really good because sometimes they like to pop up if they don't have good glue on them. So, stuck to my finger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to add it to the front of my card. Turn it over, make sure there's no glue on there. Turn it over and just kind of rub it. And if you have a tool, one of these type of tools, you can just rub it with that, and that way you know you've rubbed all the spots on it. You're getting it everywhere. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of my card. Let's go ahead and get this one out of our way. And this one I just put around the edges and just a tiny little bit in the middle. Hold it down. So we've got that in there, and I'm going to take my little butterfly. I'm going to leave him just flat and add some glue to him. Don't have to add very much, and I'm going to put him down in the corner. And just make sure he's on there. While I've got it and got it open, I'm going to take the Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to add that to the inside of his wings right here. There and down his little body. And I'm going to lay that to the side open, and that will dry while we put our butterfly on here. Very easy to do. What we're going to do is just stack these with glue. We're not going to use dimensionals yet. We will be, but not yet. So I'm just going to glue this to the center of this circle. And these dies fit so nice together. I love them. They fit nicer if you can find the center a little bit more. What I'm going to do with this is on the back of it, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals right in the center of the butterfly, right here. Make sure they're down. Take your backings off. And then we will take that, and I'm just going to bend that up. I won't bend it in half because I got the dimensions on there and it won't let me. I'm going to take it on my circle and just stick it down. Okay. And what I'm going to do to it is I'm going to take Wink of Stella also, and I'm going to do the body. And this just gives it a little bit of glimmer. And who doesn't like a little glimmer? I'm not a very big glitzy girl, but on my cards I like for them to have a little bit of glitter. I think that's always nice. Or not really glitter, but just a little bit of shine or shimmer. So there we go. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to glue this to the front, okay? Now with this embossing folder, because all of these are really raised bumps, I'm going to put glue right here on these bumps, and I'm just going to add a little drop of glue on each one. Just go around and add, and it will hold that really good, my butterfly piece. And I'll do it on these little center ones. So it kind of holds that up, almost like if you had put dimensionals on the back, but it's just high enough for these little bumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it down, and I'm taking my outer circles that's right here and just seeing if I can get that kind of, and then I'll just press that where the glue is and hold that down. Then I'm going to take my thank you and I will put a dimensional on the outside piece of that, and I will add a little bit of glue onto this side right across from the dimensional. Take my backing off, you know, I almost forgot that. Won't be the first time. And I'm just going to take that and I'm going to add that right here to my card. And you know, I'm going to show you something I did different. I didn't even think about that. These 2 cards are done landscape or horizontal, and I did this one as a portrait view. So now you can see the different, it can go either way. So there we go. How's that look? Do you like that card? Oh, let's add these little jewels real quick. See if I can find my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to add a couple of these. It just gives a little bit more dimension, a little bit more glamour. So there we go. Now we have those on there, and it just kind of shimmers when you move it. I don't know if you can see the Wink of Stella on there, but it is there. I can see it. It's hard to see on camera. So anyway, that is my video for tonight. It's just a sketched butterfly card. And so if you like the sketched butterflies, I'm sorry that they're not in right now. And it doesn't have a specific date. It just says TBD, to be determined on it. So right now, I don't think they know when it's going to be back in for sure, so they don't give us a date. but you know, you can always watch for those. But I tell you what, you can use anything. You can put a flower in the center of that. If you've got butterflies, dragonflies, anything like that could go in the center. And I think this card too would make a very, very nice sympathy card. And on my Facebook group today, when I did on my Facebook business page, when I did my video there today, we talked about it because it was a live video. And you could make this more masculine, do like what's the color in the blues you could do, and you could do like the airplane and stuff like that. You could, to make it more masculine, you could put a tree in there. I mean, there's so much you could do. The butterfly's beautiful though, and I like him really popped up. Of course, when you mail him, he'll go down a little bit, but isn't that pretty? All right, I thank everybody for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Share my video, especially if you have friends that stamp. I would love for you to share it with them and let them be able to see this and, you know, try to do it or whatever. And don't forget to leave me a comment, okay? And I will hope to see you again soon. Thank you and be blessed. Bye.